You know that moment, the very first instant you wake up, before the to-do lists, before the coffee, before you even really feel like you? Have you ever wondered what's actually happening in there? Well, we're going to dive into that incredibly subtle yet unbelievably powerful territory of waking consciousness. Let's get into what really goes down in those first few moments.
Because, it's not just your brain slowly coming online. It turns out there's this whole hidden architecture at play, a fundamental process that literally shapes the texture of your thinking for the entire day. And the crazy part? It all happens in a flash.
To really get this, you have to see that moment for what it is. It's basically an invisible battlefield. Yeah, it's the meeting point of two powerful opposing forces, two fundamental streams of time that collide right there at the edge of your consciousness, every single morning. Okay, so this slide breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you have what the phenomenologist Robert Sardello calls the future stream. Now, this isn't about predicting the lottery. Think of it as the raw, unformed potential that's carried in the atmosphere of your dreams. On the other side, you've got what the physicist David Bohm described as the past stream. And this is all your cognitive machinery, your automatic thoughts, your memories, all the stuff that's ready to just hit replay. And this quote just nails the core dynamic. Sardello is basically saying that feeling, in this very specific sense, is your connection to what hasn't happened yet. It's proto time. Thinking, on the other hand, is post time. It's your brain doing what it does best, patterning and structuring what's already happened. So get this, the future arrives as a feeling. The past organizes itself as thought. So that moment you wake up, that is the collision zone. It's this dramatic, instantaneous event where the unformed potential of that future stream just slams right into the established structure of your past stream.
And the result of that collision? It has a name, mood. But, and this is super important, we have to be really precise here. This is not about being happy or sad. In this framework, mood is the atmospheric signature of the collision itself. It's like the objective inner weather, the felt texture of the future meeting the past, before you've even had a single thought about it.
All right, let's break this down into a micro timeline. In the very first fraction of a second, the dream stream is all there is. Just raw atmosphere, pure potential, no you yet. Then, almost immediately, the past stream boots up. That sense of me comes rushing back. And then right around the 1 second mark, bam, the collision. The mood appears as this felt field. And from that point on, your entire system is scrambling, trying to resolve this tension. And this brings us to the absolute heart of this whole thing. The system reaches a fork in the road. And how this collision resolves, what happens in that next split second, sets the entire trajectory for the quality of your thinking for the rest of the day. So two paths emerge. The default path, the one we all know, is reactive mode. This is where the past stream just wins. It grabs that mood, wraps it in an old familiar story, and, well, yesterday basically repeats itself. But then there's this other path, what we're calling participatory implying. And here, you hold the future open. You don't instantly slap a label on the mood. And that creates a tiny gap, a little space for something genuinely new to form. Let's just quickly look at the mechanics of that default reactive mode. That mood triggers a familiar story, right? That story then activates a learned attitude, let's say pessimism. That attitude reinforces what the researcher David Hawkins called an old attractor pattern in your consciousness. This then tells your brain to recruit the same old internal characters to handle things, which is a concept from the book Whole Brain Living. The end result? A completely closed loop. But what if? What if you could take that other path? How does a new thought actually get born? Well, it's not about forcing it or thinking positive thoughts. It's about learning how to cooperate with what is still unformed. This is the art of what we're calling participatory implying. It starts with step 1, suspension, a key insight from David Bohm. You just don't immediately believe or act on the mood. This creates the space for step 2, sensing, what the philosopher Eugene Gendlin called the implying. It's that global, unformed sense that something in there wants to take a next step. From there, we go to step 3, drawing from David Hawkins, which is all about allowing that raw energy to just be there without needing a story. And finally, step 4, which is inspired by thinkers like Arnold Mindell and Gendlin, is to simply say hello, to acknowledge the mood is there without becoming it.
Now, when you can hold that space, something really remarkable happens. The system doesn't just stay in chaos. Instead, what Gendlin called the first handle appears. It's the first piece of emergent meaning that you can actually get a grip on.
So let's use an example. The handle that might appear is the word pessimism. Now, in reactive mode, that word would trigger a whole negative spiral, right? But here, it's totally different. It's not an attitude you've adopted. It's the first neutral, structural quality of the mood field itself. It's just the shape of the atmosphere, the first clear thing you can articulate.
So that's what a handle is. It's just the first coherent articulation of the mood structure. It is not a final conclusion. It's not a judgment. It's just a word or an image or a felt sense of direction that gives you a place to start, a place to participate with instead of just reacting to. And by doing this, what you're actually doing is actively participating in the seam between the past and the future. You are literally shifting the origin of your thinking from recycled memory to genuinely emergent thought. So here's the payoff. When you can hold that gap open, the whole system just shifts. The past stream's grip starts to loosen. You feel a new directional pressure, a new pull. What Arnold Mindell calls the dream body, that deeper current from our dreams, can actually continue its movement right into your waking day. Your entire system starts to reorganize around this new emergent seed. And for the first time, your thought begins to form from the future, not from memory.
I feel like this quote just synthesizes the entire idea perfectly. The future does not arrive as thought. The future arrives as mood. Thought is the past's attempt to domesticate the future. That morning collision, that's your chance to meet the wild, untamed future before the past gets its hands on it and tames it.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to consider, not just for tomorrow morning, but for right now. Think about the thoughts you're having. Is your thinking just a rerun of the past? Or could it be an echo of a future that's trying to emerge? As we've seen, that choice point is faster, and it's way more fundamental than you might have ever imagined.